Yesterday was the premiere of 2 more episodes of Star Wars Rebels, The Occupation and Flight of the Defender. They weren't labeled as parts 1 and 2 like the past 2 weeks were, but they might as well have been, and it looks like at least one of next week's episodes will continue the story set up here. After showing frustration about the Alliance showing little support for his homeworld Lothal, Ezra gets a lucky break when Mon Mothma sends them on a mission there. They're meant to gather intelligence about upgrades to the TIE Defender. Ezra claims that after the mission is done, he's going to stay and help his planet. They're smuggled onto the planet by their old pal Vizago. Along with him, the puffer pigs from Season 1 also make a reappearance and turn out to be quite useful in their escape. The team splits up. Kanan and Hera almost kiss, but are interrupted by Zeb on the comm. Ezra and Sabine try to find information at Old Joe's bar, only to discover he's been executed for being a rebel. They're bailed out of trouble by an old friend, Jai Kell. Everyone regroups, but they're chased through the sewers until they're rescued by Ryder Azadi. In Flight of the Defender, they begin their fact-finding mission and quickly see that the new TIE Defender is heavily upgraded from the already formidable previous models. Sabine decides she can sneak on board and steal its flight data recorder and hyperdrive. She and Ezra are forced to instead steal the entire ship, which they later crash. As they evade Imperial search patrols, a mysterious white Loth-wolf offers them a ride back to their friends before disappearing into thin air. I thought both episodes were solid. Back in my review for Heroes of Mandalore, I said that I think as this season progresses, we'll be tying up more and more loose ends, and that each episode or arc will tackle something more important and central to the overall story. Who knows if I'll be right down the line, but I felt like revisiting Lothal was an important step for the show. These episodes were very connected to previous seasons, which felt satisfying as a loyal viewer. As Kanan puts it, all paths are coming together now. The second the Ghost Crew sets foot on Lothal, we're reminded of how central the planet used to be to the show. Season 1 spent most of its time here, and we get to see some familiar locations and even old wanted posters for our heroes. The scene in Old Joe's was particularly good. It was first shown back in the Season 1 episode Empire Day, where it was full of locals. Now the locals are gone and it's full of Imperials, and the Imperial anthem plays over the speakers. It's even run by another character from Empire Day, Baron Valen Rudor, although I get the feeling he was massively demoted to bartender after what happened back in Season 1. It seems like each week I'm forced to eat my words a little bit. I said 2 weeks ago that Rebels needs to up the stakes in terms of violence and consequences, and they're doing that. The reveal that Old Joe was executed for being a rebel was surprising. Even if it was an off-screen death, he was a nice old character that didn't deserve what happened to him. Jai Kell's reappearance was another welcome surprise. He was last seen in the Season 1 episode Breaking Ranks. He was actually revealed to be somewhat Force-sensitive, so the Ghost Crew helped him escape the Imperial Academy and the Grand Inquisitor. The elite TIE Defender is made distinct by red markings. That's been a sign of elite craft since Star Wars Legends and the 181st Imperial Fighter Wing. The Defender's pilot is Volt Scaris, who was a flight instructor at Sky Strike Academy in Season 3 and last appeared in the episode Secret Cargo. It's cool to see him back, but for the most part the Empire was shown to be bumbling idiots again. I understand that it's a kid's show and the humor has to come from somewhere, but it's frustrating seeing them be so inept outside of a select few. I could understand if the Stormtroopers were shown to be useless over and over, but I really don't like seeing the Death Troopers treated that way. And again, their garbled voice boxes are gone. I guess they can turn that stuff off or on at will, but I prefer it on. The dogfight involving the Defender was well executed. It was fun and made me hope the ship will be a part of Battlefront 2's Starfighter Assault, maybe as a low-cost hero ship. The most intriguing connection to previous seasons of the show has to be the introduction of the Loth-wolf. Now, we've never seen a Loth-wolf before, and even Ezra says they've been gone for 100 years, but we have seen him having visions of a white Loth cat, who also appears again. It's really hard to say what's going on here since Ezra seems to be the only person who can see them. Even more baffling is that when Ezra asks why the wolf helped, it replies with the word Doom, and not Doom like the end of the world, but Doom as in Caleb Doom, Kanan's old name. Next week it sounds like we'll be learning more about the wolves, so hopefully we'll get some answers. From the trailer, we know Kanan will come face to face with the White Wolf at some point, but that means we have a week for the tinfoil hats to come on. I know Dave Filoni has said that Ahsoka is not the wolf, but I still think they're at least connected in some way based on the art he released after Twilight of the Apprentice. I could see the Bendu being another option. Honestly, it could be anyone that knew his name as a Jedi, or it could be something completely new. I think they'll fill us in next week, but I'm gonna stubbornly hold on to hope that it's connected with Ahsoka. One final moment I want to discuss is Ezra's claim that he won't be leaving Lothal once their mission is done. That would surprise me, but I think we might spend a lot of time on the planet. I could see the rest of this first half of the season wrapping up all the Lothal story arcs, and Ezra will be willing to return to the Alliance by the end. I'm gonna wrap this review up, but there were a lot of things I liked that I didn't even mention about these episodes. Ezra's vision, similar to Luke's in Empire. Callus and Rex's banter on the Ghost. Hover tanks. I just agree with Kanan. All the paths are coming together, and I like where they're leading. If you want to see my previous Star Wars Rebels Season 4 reviews, check out this playlist here. If you want to keep up with Star Wars Rebels as well as all Star Wars news and lore, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.